It's arguably the most storied rivalry in provincial rugby in New Zealand. And tonight, Auckland and Canterbury go at it on Eden Park with crucial points at stake in the race for pole position in the Bunnings NPC. Kia ora tātou, haere mai ki Tamaki Makaurau. These great foes locked on 22 points in joint third, one of them with a chance to move into second tonight as they meet for the 55th time in an NPC match. Commentary tonight, Joe Wheeler sideline, and with a look at the home team, 22 Test Island halfback Isaac Boss.
Kia ora TJ and kia ora to the viewers at home, and we do have a big game ahead of us tonight. Auckland have had a little bit of scratchy form so far this season, and they've probably had the easier run so far, but they're starting to build nicely. They'll have a big battle up front, but Pusitua, Fakena and Ta'avo in the front row will be up for it, and Choate, Gibson and Ioane at 6, 7 and 8 respectively will be looking to get a massive amount of gain line. They do have an exciting back line, and they're scoring tries galore so far this season. Zahn Sullivan will be looking to feed plenty of ball to Bryce Heem and Corey Evans in the midfield. AJ Lamb will be looking to set the world alight, and we're looking forward to seeing Roger Tuifasa Shek just one more time.
It's the start of Storm Week for the Cantab, so Coach Marty Burke looking to manage his squad through 3 games in 9 days, but it's a very powerful lineup that he sends out for this one. A side dotted with international experience. Joe Moody, George Bell and Ollie Jaeger make up an imposing front row. The rest of the pack, Darry, Dunshay, Christie, Grace, Harmon, all very strong CVs. In the back line, Drummond and Burke in the pilot seats. Drummond and Dallas McLeod, both with All Black experience. And Solomon Alaimalo finally gets a start for the province where he was schooled against the province where he was born. Internationals even on the bench for Canterbury. It's nothing unusual there. Willie Hines and Ryan Crotty, who drops out of the run on 15. Let's check out conditions for this one. It's been a long day for him. Joe Wheeler.
Tēnā koe TJ, kia ora bossy. No mai, haere mai to all the Sky TV viewers at home on the couch. Been a lovely day up here in Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland today, but it's chilled off a little and there's a swirly breeze that's likely to favour the team running from right to left on your screen, which will be Canterbury in the first half. 2 powerhouse teams in New Zealand rugby who have a deep-seated mutual dislike for each other, so that will prove to be that their passion and pride will be on the line tonight, TJ, but I'm sure we're going to see plenty of razzle-dazzle as well, because as you alluded to, talent aplenty on both teams.
Yeah, after a solid start, Canterbury, they've wobbled a bit the last 2 outings. They were beaten by a fired-up Wellington team. Little fortunate to win against Taranaki last week after the Naki missed a handy go-ahead conversion attempt. They've certainly stiffened up their team for a match that always carries some extra meaning. Solomon Alaimalo plays his 50th NPC match back in Christchurch, where he went to school at St Bede's College. This is actually his first start for Canterbury after spreading his career around 5 different provinces, but a player of enduring class. Auckland, they've been patchy too. Their Storm Week highlighted by a shock loss to Manawatu in the midweek game. Either side of that, they were good with wins over Hawke's Bay and Southland. This, though, looming as a true test of where they're at. No Patrick Tuipolotu, but still plenty of talent in this side as they take on their arch rivals in provincial rugby, Canterbury. No Tuipolotu, so Auckland introduced to their starting lineup a bit of a mystery man. 22-year-old Edward Annandale. He's been playing in France the last few years, mainly for Clermont. Apparently has returned home to New Zealand with a view to possibly playing Super Rugby next year. He's a big lad, 22 years old, 2 metres tall. So it'll be interesting to see how he acquits himself as he's thrown into the starting lineup against this Canterbury team. Here's our ball deliverer for the night. Man who's, well, yeah, a little bit of a shimmy there. Bit of a clue. His favourite player is Mark Telea, and why wouldn't he be? This is Liam Smith. And here's our referee, a former first-class player, Dan Wanger. Tim Oliphant, Todd Petrie are the assistants. Robert Harmon is the TMO. Beautiful conditions at Eden Park. Auckland are going to kick off. They'll play left to right as we look at them in the first half. So it's Zahn Sullivan who kicks the match off at Eden Park, and it's taken down nicely by Sam Darry. Of course, plays a Super Rugby here in Auckland for the Blues, and he's got his team on the front foot right from the off. Auckland trying to counter-ruck, but it's there for the wily Mitch Drummond. Takes it back, Fergus Burke. Those two reunited in the starting line. And now is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who really has looked in terrific form this season, his last in rugby. And he takes play all the way back up to halfway. Tarbell, nice pass out the back. And some space away here on the left for Auckland. And good carry from Corey Evans, getting on the outside. Blues go to work now. First carry for Annandale. Now Ioane, they came hard at him though. And look at Ollie Jaeger driving in on the tackle just to hold Auckland's momentum. Now the kick is charged. Well, really good work from Christie to get up, put the pressure on, charge the kick down, but Auckland have got it back. Josh Berry with the carry. Now they'll send it deep and he'll have another go. He's under a bit of pressure that time. Got scragged as he got the kick away too by Mitchell Dunshea, and the ball's been dropped by Solomon Alei Malo. And so Auckland get it back again. Plenty of movement in the opening couple of minutes. Here's Sullivan trying to smash his way between two defenders. Coming for Kalani Thomas away on the left. Tuivasa-Sheck. Up it goes to the guy, probably been Auckland's best player this season, Adrian Choate. Here they come again. Sullivan can see a little hole, brushes off the first tackler. Zahn Sullivan stopped in the tackle by Fihaki, but Akira Ioane is there in support. Great chance here for Auckland to open the scoring. Corey Evans beats the first, but he's put on the ground 7 metres out. Now they go to the big men. Ioane. Blake Gibson looking to dig it out, pops it up. And it's Annandale again with hands on the ball. So Auckland closing in on the goal line, looking for the first points of the game. Vikena. Jaeger came at him, made the tackle. Chota's there. Got Berry looking to drive him ahead, but stopped by Cullen Grace. Now Fusitua. Now Ioane trying to get them going forward. They're just edging their way closer to the line. Now they've got a penalty advantage. Sullivan now show the ball. Takes it to the line, pops it up nicely. Kalani Thomas. Now Gibson backing in. Really good defence by Canterbury. And now straight hard run from Bryce Heeman. He's in for the try. Well, what a start by Auckland. And they lead 5-0.
Oh, take a breath, TJ. What a start that has been. Quite often you see it go for 2 minutes or maybe 2.5. That first passage to play has gone well over 3 minutes. So you see here, I think every member of the Auckland team's touched the ball, but Zahn Sullivan making a break, pinning his ears back. He did well to keep the ball. And Bryce Heem just picks a very good line deep in the passage to play it, and no stopping him from there.
Well, I'll tell you what, if that 3 minutes 30s what we're in for the rest of this game, we're in for an absolute doozy. Auckland dominating possession and playing some brilliant football, and that man that's about to take the kick, he was influential in making the line break to set up the try, but before that putting up a massive bomb on Solomon Malo from inside his own half, which was chased beautifully by the Auckland defence, which was turned over, which was the catalyst to put them in this position and take them to 5-0 up. What a start.
So Zahn Sullivan, who featured heavily in that, including having a kick charge down. Somehow Auckland just managed to keep it alive and just kept on plugging away despite some typically resolute defence from Canterbury. Sullivan finishes it off with the conversion. It's 7-0 Auckland.
What a passage to play, all right. We just see the finish there. We only just see that one phase. It did say 12 or 13 phases, but that's on that possession. There was so much more before that. It must have been multiple phases as we go. Canterbury now kick off again for the second time.
bit of hesitation by AJ Lamb. It was really awkward for him. I might have thought initially that Roger Tuivasa-Sheck was going to come forward for it. But managed to secure it. Fussy Tua trying to rip it off him was Tom Christie.
No.
Hasn't been able to do so, and so Kalani Thomas will send it back to Sullivan and sends a long kick down towards halfway. Really has got a very good boot on him, this fellow.
2-2, dude.
First line out now will be very interesting. It hasn't been Auckland's strong point. Canterbury, on the other hand, very, very strong. This man here has been the go-to man. Let's see if they go straight to him.
Bell throws to the line out. Canterbury secure it. Burke takes it to the line. Well, Canterbury, what can they do by way of response? Well, they've got a penalty advantage. I think that's gone against Bryce Heem for not rolling away quickly enough. So Canterbury, see if they can open something up.
He can't clean him out that far. 12, you need to get out of there quicker. Slowing the ball down and giving 6 a chance at the ball.
Yeah, just a little bit sloppy at the back of the ruck. They're not rolling away quite clearly, getting in the way. Now, he does make a bit of an effort late, but lazily and in the wrong direction, taking out the 9. Used to be able to get away with that. That was one of your old tricks, Joey.
Yeah, by a bit of time, Bossy. But yeah, great start from Canterbury. First real opportunity in the Auckland half. Went to the short line-out option, the 4-man, you alluded to it. That's their real go-to. They'll go to their set piece when they're in trouble. Plenty of trickery, about 3 dummies in that movement. But they are the fifth best line-out in the competition, averaging about 87%. So yeah, they've got a good set piece, as we always know with Canterbury sides. This guy, though, has been in pretty good form in the 10 jersey for Canterbury this year. Both ball in hand out and off the boot. Those kicking stats, I think he'd like to improve a little bit more.
So this one is about 43 metres out. And right in front. No problem with the distance. He got plenty on that. Struck it beautifully. And Canterbury are on the board, 7-3 at Eden Park.
There's been nothing wrong with both kickers today. 2 tough kicks and 100% for each so far. As you mentioned, Joey, both teams probably struggling on the percentage-wise of the kicking, relying on tries to win the matches. But as we go deeper in this competition, that's going to have to increase.
So Sullivan, plenty of action in the first 8 minutes of this game. Alay Malo taking it, but it was a good chase, led by Blake Gibson for Auckland. Canterbury give it to Billy Harmon.
Okay, use it, 9!
Drummond, you can hear Dan weighing it. He wants the players to keep it moving. Pumps one high, and again it's a little bit awkward at the back. And there was a chance there for Alay Malo. The referee says play on. Auckland took it quickly. And good read on the defence by Rameka Poihipi. Got up quickly because Auckland was threatening to break out. Now they go back, take it ahead through the forwards. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck sends a high one down towards the 22. Fergus Burke is there. Sends a kick back down to Sullivan. Takes it outside the 22.
Stop and hold.
Malu, who's got the 14 jersey on, but he's playing on the left wing now. Shea Fihaki. Tuivasa-Sheck, well, he shaped a kick and off he goes. Gets it away to Heem, turns it back nicely. Great support play by Gibson. And Tuivasa-Sheck is there. Auckland have started this at a lively clip. Again, more resolute defence. This time, Grace. Auckland going wide again. Choke, as he likes to do, ranging wide. Fihaki trying to disrupt. Now Vikena. George Bell making his presence felt at the breakdown. Kalani Thomas is going to go high, and again, kick charge, but from an offside position, Sam Darry, just a bit quick out of the blocks.
Yeah, and interesting from Auckland there, choosing to kick him that side once they got to a short side, to a sideline, sorry. Obviously wanted to play the box kick. Thought they might have been able to kick a phase or two earlier when they had more options and just taking a little bit of pressure off their 9 there. But they wanted to throw it about. They've come with an intention, haven't they? They really want to get into their play, and that's what they've been good at this year. It's the reason why they've scored the most points of any team. As we see, this kick doesn't make touch, unfortunately, from Zahn Sullivan.
Well, plenty kicking early on in the game, and this one takes play up over halfway. Fergus Burke sat out last week's game. Really has developed a very good combination. And they're not afraid to kick the ball out, as you can see. They like to challenge, they like to contest, and they often come up with the goods. They've done it here. Harmon moving the ball on through the back line. McLeod, oh, beautifully picked up by Ale Marlaw. No, flag has gone up.
Yeah, and as you alluded to, that turnover ball, any good team are hard to contain on turnover ball. Both these sides are good at it, but Canterbury that time will be disappointed with that. They had a great opportunity, starting to pull their way into the game.
Vikenna, nicely taken by Annandale. Good stretch of the arms. Young man, he's come through the academy at Claremont, so although he hasn't played a lot of games, he's certainly got plenty of experience in the professional ranks. Almost another charge down there, but he gets the kick away this time, and oh, it's anyone's ball. Not secure. Now it's been snapped up by AJ Lamb. Turns it back on the inside, and Corey Evans scores.
Oh, and just like that, changes. Not much action in the last 5 minutes or so, but Corey Evans, that midfield we spoke about earlier, Johnny on the spot to receive that ball. It was AJ Lamb that chased it very well here. A little bit of a shove in the back there that I'm surprised they're not having a look at, but this is a phase or two later. Bounced around. Lamb, oh, and that was close. It was almost in front of him. He reached back to catch it. Almost a line ball, but it's down as a try.
Even in already as well, Bossy down this right edge. Auckland have gone to the bomb once again. In that stage for Solomon Alaimalo. Looked like it held up in this slight breeze that's sort of coming and going, but he needed to commit to that early, get in the air. He let it bounce, and Auckland pounced, as they do. So many threats across the ground, and all too easy in the end for Auckland.
But their continuity has been very good. There's a willingness to keep the ball alive, but there's a nice structure to a lot of what they're doing too, Isaac.
Yeah, they're looking very organised, aren't they? They're getting men on the ball. They're very good at their attacking rucks. This man's a bit of a revelation for me as number 10. I wasn't too sure about it at the start of the season, but he's proven me wrong, and he's playing very, very well.
Sullivan, he's missed that one.
Yeah, I just jinxed him, didn't I? But
yeah, welcome to the club, champ.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Running the game, he's running the game really well. Kicking needs a little bit of work, but there we go there. AJ Lamb, he's one of the top try scorers for Auckland. This time he's the assist. Corey Evans, another talent.
So 12-3, Auckland with the lead. And Lamb back in the action. Christie making the tackle. Having another phenomenal season is Tom Christie. Sullivan this time with a bit more room. Not really looking for touch, going deep. Fihaki brings it up towards halfway, and Chota's there to meet him. Ball there for Drummond. Forwards queuing up away to the right. Billy Harmon, talking of people with tremendous work rates. Oh, Boyd now have dropped another one. Now Auckland have swooped. That's Ta'aval off the pass from Corey Evans. And here come Auckland again. Heem this time looking to step. Fence was coming up on the outside. Now they switch it away to the left. Vikenna is there. Auckland really dominating possession here at the moment. Sullivan show of the ball. Tuivasa Shek offloads it. Looks suspiciously like it might have been a little bit forward. Play carries on. And again, it's just Auckland keeping the ball alive at will. Berry out the back door. There's some nice passing from the forwards as well as the backs. Choke taking it into contact. Floated over the top to AJ Latt. That was forward. And they'll come back.
Again, another long passage of play, isn't it? They're looking and enjoying their work, but another mistake from Canterbury. Uncharacteristic mistakes. And just keeping them on the back foot here. This time it was Corey Evans. This ball out the back, Fergus Burke. Bit of a bullet. He should have caught it though. Straight into Corey Evans. Making the most of these opportunities.
Oh, gee whiz. Definitely. Line ball there. Great option, I thought. Thomas did a great job. Sold the little body fake and then the long ball option. It was the correct option, but maybe just a touch, TJ, just a touch forward.
Well, I thought there was one a little bit forward earlier on in the movement. So two fractionally forward passes, I think that adds up to one, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Didn't help. It's harder when you're a 9. You're stopping the pass. You're not carrying on that forward momentum.
Yeah, exactly.
That line was right there as well. So, but gee, it's exciting. They do a lot of offloads, Auckland, and they're going to hand at the moment.
I'll tell you what else is exciting, Bossy, is the scrum battle, especially on this tight head side. A couple of ex-All Blacks going against each other. Angus Tuttleveld and Joe Moody. That's going to be a great battle in itself.
Joe Moody.
Number one, stay stable.
Step away with that with a little bit of satisfaction. They've got a free kick and they've decided to take it quickly. Looking for a 50-22. And it's a long way to track back for Xavier Tito Harris. Exciting young winger. Sends his kick down towards halfway and, well, it's gone into touch too. It's a very good kick in the end.
That's a great kick from Tito Harris. He didn't have much space and he's kicked the 45 on the fly. Straight out at a crucial time as well. I think that's almost his first touch of the ball. He did get some earlier, but what a quality touch that was, and to relieve the pressure from Auckland.
Man scored a hat-trick on debut against Southland. So George Bell. Got a bit of news for you all in a moment regarding the All Blacks, which is coming through, but we'll just carry on here at the moment because Canterbury backplays come unstuck again. Not for the first time tonight. Auckland get turnover possession in good position. Now Sullivan playing with such confidence, Auckland. Taken to ground by Corey Evans. McKenna going hard. He's had to make a lot of tackles already in this game. Sullivan again, that floated wide pass. Tito Harris gets rid of it quickly. And Akira Ioane goes off on a run down the left wing touch. Auckland quickly there to support him. Fussy Tua now. Canterbury having to make a lot. They're up to 50 tackles already, and we've only had 18 minutes in the game. Christie has to bail out. Sullivan, they just keep coming at them. Lamb bumping off McLeod. Taking a bit of stopping too. Now a pick and go. Roger Tuivasa Shek getting involved in heavy traffic again. Just eager to get his hands on the ball. Such a good sign. Ta'aval, Thomas, phase after phase, Auckland. No! And eventually a mistake. So, well, Canterbury gets some reward, I guess, for their defence. They just keep making tackles, and now Auckland make the mistake. But here's some news for you. Just talking about the games that we've got coming up this weekend. And Taranaki Tasman, I can tell there's been a change to the Tasman team. Ethan Blackadder will not be playing in that game, and there's a reason for that. He's on his way to France.
It's okay because he didn't finish.
That was my idea. Get him over there.
Understand he flew out this morning. Remember that Emoni Narawa was ruled out of the All Blacks, and what we've learned is that Ethan Blackadder has been withdrawn from the Tasman team and is on his way.
Oh, great news for Blackadder. And it does make you think one of these guys could be there too, especially in this front row. Scrum time again, Joey. This one goes ahead, and it's a solid platform from Canterbury.
Yeah, they get the advantage here. There's one for Moody and co. What can they make of it? Burke now starting to run into a bit of space. If Canterbury could hit back with a score here, all of that great work by Auckland would be greatly reduced in effect. Boy, seismic effect there. Angus Ta'avale meeting Billy Harmon on the tackle. Poihipi through the hands to Fihaki, taken on the 10-min run. This match is being played at a ferocious clip.
Not around the outside.
Jaeger. Pass out the back door now. McLeod floating one over the top to Christie. Puts the kick in for the corner. It's a searching kick too, but it's going to beat them all into touch.
That was a nice, put a little bit of a spin on that, did he? Christie, a little bit of a banana off the side of the foot and just keeled out down the corner. I was quite impressed with that.
That made it happen right in front of me, and I think he might have just shinned it. Got lucky.
Well, a chance really for Canterbury to get some reward, not for their attack, but for their defence. They've conceded 2 tries, but they've had the weight of possession against them. Oh, that's awkward at the back. Canterbury have got it. Ball's been knocked on, but no penalty. Well, really good work from Mitchell Dunshea to get up and contest. Or was it Darry at the back? One of the two of them. They got up and they almost got a try out of it.
Yeah, and they're going straight back to the line out here. They are backing themselves down this area of the pitch. As we see here, bodies everywhere. He looks like he's lost it. He's on the ground playing the ball. That's why it comes out and then he pushes it back. Wasn't very secure, but they are in the wrong there, Auckland.
Yep, Akira Ioane. Darry takes it down. They transfer it to the front, but they've lost it. Knock on each way, so Auckland survived their first real threat of the game from Canterbury. Nothing's been played at such a frantic pace. They're going to get these mistakes.
Yeah, they are, and this is one of the hardest areas of the pitch to get out of, down in this 5-metre zone on this side. You see there, they do fluff up their lines there. Canterbury, they were looking strong, but now they get another chance. The defensive scrum, I imagine they're going to turn the screws here. Auckland, very hard to kick out of here. They'll carry in the middle and then try and set up a kicking play. But I'm a little bit worried about the scrum here. Canterbury were looking good in their first one that was just about 1 minute, 2 minutes ago.
That's a better scrum, and Ioane, well, trying to get away off the back. Drummond doing the old dog on a postman routine around the ankle. And eventually, well, it's not a bad exit, just beyond the 22, but from deep in the in-goal zone, Sullivan, under a bit of pressure, gets the kick away.
Yeah, and I like that, taking the pressure off the 9. North Theory experienced 9 should be kicking that one, but Zahn Sullivan taking his confidence and taking the pressure off the young 9 there.
Auckland have such a great record at Eden Park. Canterbury, though, have a lot of success here, but that line-out hasn't worked. And Auckland steal it away, and Vikena with the charge. Here's Annandale. He got a big body on him. Ta'avale. Auckland really profiting. They've created some good play, but they're also profiting from uncharacteristic errors from the Canterbury team. Now, Sullivan puts up a towering kick. Coming forward and taking it nicely was Alain Malo. He's got a fullback skill set. Jaeger settles things down. And now Burke tries a high one. Sullivan coming forward, got plenty of time to take this. Fires the pass away to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and off he goes. Quick ball for Thomas. Sullivan moving it on. He straightening, running with his usual determination. Christie trying to rip it off him. Now flat ball to Annandale. Sullivan, now they look to get some width on it. Evans looked for the offload, thought better of it. Then he did offload, and it's been grabbed by Billy Harmon. Didn't have a lot of support on the ground, the Auckland player, so he decided to get rid of it. And now the referee's playing advantage, a little knock on by Auckland. So Canterbury have it again, starting to get more ball now, starting to threaten. And through goes Alai Malo. Good tackle made by Thomas inside the 22. Canterbury starting to warm to the task. A great dummy from Burke. He's into the corner. That's beautifully worked by Fergus Burke. He brings up 50 points for the season. And they get their first try of the night, Canterbury.
Oh, that was a well-worked try as well. Burke didn't feature just that final time, but he featured it a bit earlier. But he just a clean pair of heels there. That time was on Tatavo. Earlier on, he had eyed up Fusitua in the line and sent Alai Malo through, putting it down in the corner. And Canterbury are back in this.
Oh, he spotted the big fella, didn't he, Bossy? The big tight end prop, put a little hop, skip and a jump, weak goosey on. Too much pace, got on the outside of Angus Tatavo. And then had too much wheels into that right-hand corner, but Canterbury strike back, makes this conversion. Right back in this one, fellas, with all Auckland's dominance. As Canterbury do when they get their opportunities down in the opposition halves, they usually come away with something.
Yeah, out of nowhere, they've come back. The feature of Auckland's players, they score points, but they seem to let them through as well.
As I say, reward really for the defensive work that they did, because they certainly had all hands to the pumps on defence, but they made their tackles. Now, can he narrow the margin even further? Yes, he can. That's a great kick. It's 12-10 at Eden Park.
Oh, I'm sure he just ran to the corner to put that down just so he could nail that sideline conversion as well. But a little goosey there. He's playing with some confidence now, isn't he? And Sullivan it was coming across, couldn't quite push him out in the corner. Oh, so close.
Rather burned Angus Tatavo, didn't he? So, Sullivan. And, well, after a good start, things just threatening to fall apart from Auckland, but starting to undo a lot of their really good work.
Oh, and down the sideline, they're saying they hadn't called the scrum and they're trying to take this quick line out. I think they were quite right to do that, were they, Joey? They didn't call the scrum.
I think it might have been touched by one of the Canterbury trainers. Yeah, all the Canterbury bench are looking at me while I said that, but yeah, the guilty suspects on the end of the Canterbury bench, the trainer, they can blame him for that. Joe Moody was going under the sticks, fellas.
Oh, Team Yellow, don't like that. Is that him down the end?
No, that's in there, in the orange bib there. He touched it.
Oh,
yeah,
that's bad sportsmanship. I don't know if I like that.
No, I'm not into it. I'll go have a word to him.
Yeah. Give him a yellow card. Oh, geez, there's the culprit there.
Try unassist.
Same again, boys. Same again, okay? Space. Patience. Coach!
So scrum on halfway. Drummond just a little glance away to his left. Poor Hippie is there. Their scrum certainly looks good. Drummond there on a plate for him. Burke onto it quickly, and now some space for Punivai. Good strong run from him. Tuivasa-Sheck made the tackle, but McLeod stayed in support and takes it inside the 22. Darry out the back door. Burke now floated past from Poihipi. Billy Harmon chopped down on the tackle, but now Alai Malo has it, keeps it alive. Well, Canterbury doing to Auckland what Auckland were doing to them early. Building phases, but also popping the offload whenever they can. Bell driven back in the tackle, but it's there for Mitch Drummond. Grace wrestled to the ground, pick and go from Dunshea. Ball bobbling around on the ground. Drummond has it now. Oh, nice move from Burke. Just creating a little bit of space on the left. Billy Harmon was there. Poihipi goes in. I've got this, he says. Sends the pass away to Jaeger. Now Auckland's tackle count starting to mount. Burke. Oh, lovely run from Christie. Pops up the offload, and Dallas McLeod is in, and Canterbury are in front.
Oh, and just like that, another great passage of play. They look like a different Canterbury team than the first 20 minutes, that's for sure. They were all sticking, and they're gone ahead. Possession They're well behind territory. They're going ahead there. But this line here from McLeod, Christie, sorry, just cut short. Peace of mind to lay off there to McLeod. Good bit of support play and a nice try.
Beautiful, wasn't it? Shafi Hagi just held the ball up beautifully. Drew in Haim, which left the gap for Christie to go through. And just the awareness out the back of the right hand. Dallas McLeod goes over. But you're right, Bossy. Has been a story of 2 20-minute periods for both teams. And Canterbury doing what Canterbury does when they're down there. The pressure and the phases that they build, it's just inevitable that they're going to break you down with the talent that they've got. Hell of a game on our hands.
Closer to the posts, this time for Fergus Burke. Raises the flags again. And after a rocky start, Canterbury have hit back superbly to lead 17-12. Christie, well, he does so much hard work. At that time, laying on the winning, or the try-scoring pass, I should say, for Dallas McLeod.
Make sure William stays offside. Back off, Blue, play on.
Taken cleanly by Canterbury. And in the end, it's grabbed by Auckland. Bryce Heem it was who got the rebound. So what can Auckland do by way of response? Tuivasa Shek is living up in the back line. Good carry from Berry. Now they'll bring it back the other way. Akira Ioane, Sullivan. Loose pass. Lamb has to go back for it. Well, manages to deliver the ball under a bit of pressure from Alai Malo. Fusitua. Now Choke. Coming for Thomas. Switch to the right. Annandale. Thomas, well, they'll get a penalty out of that. Sam Derry. Just nowhere to go. And Thomas wasn't going to miss the opportunity.
Yeah, that's the trouble with your big second rowers. You can't hide, can you? You can't hide. When you're doing something wrong or stupid, you just can't hide.
You can't hide in the crowd, Bossy. Unlike you halfbacks, you can hide anywhere. But no, great awareness from Kalini Thomas, the halfback.
Didn't even
Spotted he was having a little bit of a breather, old Derry.
Didn't even have to milk that either. He was right between that line, straight back to Sullivan.
Not taken cleanly, but they've got it. Annandale got enough on it. Choke carrying it up. They switch play. Sullivan throwing these cutout passes, putting people into space. This time it's McKenna on a storming run, and the referee's playing advantage here. Auckland will want to take full toll. Sullivan, again they go back the other way. Heem is there. Now Berry. Thomason quickly spots a little gap. Oh, he's quick. He is lightning quick, Kalani Thomas. That's not the first time we've seen him do that this season. And the score's a level.
Yeah, very well taken opportunity there. You might get one of these a game. And it was wide, but he took it, and he took it at the right time. And he puts Auckland back on top here. Well, hopefully on top, but he skips through. Does Kalani Thomas.
Bossy, I really like the cut of this kid's jib, mate. He's got a great all-round game. Gets the flow of this Auckland side going. Really quick with his distribution, but you're right, the awareness around the ruck there. Sniffed half a gap. Cullen Grace had left probably a couple of metres for him to snipe through. He had the acceleration and the awareness to take that opportunity. Brilliant finish from the young man.
Yeah, and he had a lot of work to do as well. He still had to beat 2 men, and he needed that pace.
Of course, a member of the Queensland Reds and Super Rugby. There's Andrew Hall, CEO of the Blues.
We've got a sub on as well, TJ. Sorry to interrupt, mate. Daniel Leonard Brown's coming on in jersey 17. Joe Moody.
Well, there he is. Leonard Brown. Well, Auckland back in front with the converted try. 5 tries in the first half at Eden Park. And Sullivan put the ball out. It'll be a line out midway, 22 and halfway, Auckland territory. Well, good response from Auckland. Looked like they just lost their way a bit. Canterbury came back at them hard. So Auckland back in the lead. Riley getting up to challenge. Drummond swallowed up by the Auckland forwards. And Burke goes in to clear it. Leonard Brown straight into the action. Runs into Ta'aval.
No, still on.
And waiting for Drummond to arrive. Dunshay.
No.
Poihipi Christie, who's been a standout player amongst standouts in this game. Lucy Tour with a good solid shot. Some stinging defence in this game, but holes opening up too, and lovely hands from Canterbury. McLeod sends it away. Puniwai, chopped down by Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. What a tackle, and the penalty. Oh, that's the young winger again, Xavier Tito Harris. That's tremendous defence from Auckland.
Oh, that was great defence. Tito Harris did come in earlier and pick the wrong man and didn't shut him down, but he chased back hard, and it was a great tackle from Tuivasa-Sheck in that corner. A real ankle biter, and Tito Harris was straight on it. Crucial penalty again, deep in the half.
Worth another look. This was really good, Joey, from Canterbury.
Brilliant hands, wasn't it? TJ, Daniel Leonard-Brown, just the short ball to Billy Harmon, and then Billy Harmon's skill set. We talk about it so much. Either side of the ball, he's always so heavily involved, but the scramble from this Auckland side, the desperation from the young man, got the read wrong earlier, but he scrambled back. He's got the crucial turnover for this Auckland side. You imagine Canterbury will pressure this hard.
They do. Annandale's not too happy. Felt he was impeded in the air, but Canterbury have got it. They are challenging everything. Puniwai sends it away to Cullen Grace. Cut down by his opposite number, Akiro Ioane, but I think he got up too quickly off the line. So it's a penalty advantage here to Canterbury. Now the kick out to the wing from Poihipi. Too much on it. Penalty.
Just that discipline there, you can quite clearly see Ioane was offside there by a couple of metres, but they have been pushing that offside line pretty hard. They could have got them a few times through this first half. They give it now, only 2 minutes to go. All their hard work of getting back in front, Auckland, and it could be undone here.
It's a real test for this Auckland side. At line-out time, young Lachlan trio, Edward Allen and Dale, and Joshua Berry. At the moment, Canterbury have certainly got the wood on them. Imagine Stephen Bates, Auckland assistant coach, he'll be coming up with some messages to try to sort that area out, because they've really struggled there. But Canterbury, as we know, they went for a little special move around the front of their line-out when they had their opportunity, 5 to 10 out earlier, so I'd imagine they'll go through the middle here, fellas.
Cullen Grace, it is who takes it down. Auckland hold initially. Canterbury unable to advance it.
I need you to use it now. You need to use it, mate.
Now they've got to use it. So Bell offloads it away to Harmon, steps through the first tackle, then a choke. And they're just a couple of metres away from the line. Grace goes hard at the line. Stop just a metre short. Now numbers away to the left. Quick hands again, will make a try. And Solomon Alei-Malo is in the corner.
Oh, you picked it, Joey. Good platform. They tried to go through the middle. They couldn't, but this man, Alei-Malo, as you highlighted earlier, on the end of some good play. We see here 3 men here went to 1 defender. They're all caught around the ruck. The number's wide. And it was Zahn Sullivan shutting in. You've got to shut the ball down. He didn't have many options, in fairness, but Alei-Malo in the corner.
Beautifully executed, wasn't it? Bossy just sucked the forwards in, did the work up front, and then, as they always do, this Canterbury side, they always execute beautifully. Just before half-time, it's always a dagger. to score for the opposition. Canterbury, the way this bloke's kicking, you wouldn't put it past him that he could stretch this lead out a little bit more, but great finish to an entertaining first half.
So Canterbury in front for the second time in the game, and Burke has already nailed one from the opposite touchline. This one looks good again. No, just away to the left. So that's half-time. Boy, what a lot of action. 3 tries apiece at Eden Park. And in the end, it's just a penalty goal separating the teams at the break. Canterbury 22, Auckland 19.
Carry cleans and going into deep sets. Just a little bit errorless for this half, and we'll put Auckland back under the pump.
All the best for the second 40, mate.
Appreciate it, thank you.
And Joey will be back with us in a moment. I think he's just going to go off and pass on a message to the referee from Stephen Bates. Well, it's been quite a first half. What does the second have in store? 22-19 it is. Canterbury, just by virtue of an extra penalty goal kicked by this man Fergus Burke, they have the lead. But it's been a seesaw contest. Plenty of entertainment for you watching at home and for the crowd that's gathered on the near side of the field here at Eden Park tonight. And then the Barfoot and Thompson set up on the far side. Tremendous work they do. So the second half starts. Fergus Burke kicking down to the 22. And Edward Annandale takes the ball down. Auckland start just out from their own 22. Josh Berry. So the 2 locks involved. And Kalani Thomas looks like he might kick himself this time. Just out from the 22. Put it high for AJ Lamb to get after. Knock on there. Ale Malo tried to offload it under pressure, and that was asking a lot of Dallas McLeod. He's capable of a lot of things, Dallas McLeod, but that one was just too hot to handle.
And here it is here.
Oh, in fact, it was Fihaki, sorry.
Fihaki there, just doing the right thing, going in to support the ball, the man coming backwards. Ale Malo just had other options, but not the right time to do that. Offload here just after half-time.
Well, we're supporting Blue September here at Sky. Do something blue, organiser blue, do it all in support of the awareness of prostate cancer in particular. There's a barcode there that you can scan if you want to have a fundraising activity. I know I was down your way, Bossy, on Thursday night at the Cambridge Harness Racing. They had a great evening there in support of Blue September, but it's all about prostate cancer. Every year in New Zealand, around 4,000 men diagnosed with prostate cancer. Early detection's the key, fellas. All it takes is a blood test, a simple blood test. You're over the age of 50. Ask your GP for a test as part of your annual health check. Early detection, the key. Could save your life, and believe me, I know that for a fact. Well, Auckland take the ball away to the right through Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. And here they come, steaming onto it is Vikena. He always carries with such determination. They've looked good when they've given it width too. AJ Lamb with the bump off on poor Hippie, but as like the good player that he is, he came back at him, got him at the second go. Thomas sweeps it away to the right, and Fusitua. Good clean ball from the ruck again. This time Sullivan takes it to the line. He's gone right through the middle. Beery's there in support. Looks for the offload. Tarvell is there. Ball ricocheting around though. And Canterbury have got it. Well, Auckland were nearly in then.
You've played it into your own man, so it's accident and offside.
Oh, they'll be disappointed they didn't make more of that. Auckland was a great bake by Sullivan. I think both Canterbury players just thought each other had him. But here he is, steps in. Leonard Brown thought that Grace had him. There's Barry offloaded there, Tavo. And it just comes back off Zahn Sullivan's knee there. Sloppy play. They needed to take that opportunity.
Well, it's like a copy and paste of the first half, isn't it?
Well, Sullivan's arguing there that he didn't knock the ball on.
Now, I think technically he's come off his leg anyway and gone back into his player, so it's an accidental offside, which would be a scrum anyway. So Dan Winger might have said he knocked it on, he didn't, but I think the end result is the same.
Still a scything break from Zahn Sullivan. He's really grown in this role early on in the year. Of course, we saw him a lot at 15 for the Blues. We've got talented Stephen Peddle-Feta in the mix as well. But he really does, at this level, look a player of quality, and he just seems to be getting better in this role the more he plays there. So Canterbury, scrum that doesn't look very steady. Oh, Cullen Grace tries to take it off the back. He's nailed in the tackle by Gibson, and Burke finds a bit of space to give himself the clearing kick, but Tuivasa-Sheck is there to take it. Now Lamb looks for a hole up the middle. Oh, cannons into Darry. Stood his ground. Heem now quickly on. Here's the young man, Tito Harris. Oh, good tackle was made by McLeod. He was almost through the gap. Haven't seen a lot of them on attacks. Come up with a couple of great defensive plays, Tito Harris, but they'll have to watch for him, and they'll have to watch for Corey Evans. And now Thomas is going to get a second, and Auckland are back in front.
Oh, very good look there for Thomas. He did it earlier. I actually thought he should have had a go, maybe a ruck or two before he did. Canterbury was shooting up at D and leaving that inside. But if you see, he takes a little dart there. A great ball to Evans on the short ball, and like every good nines, he's backing up and goes over for a second try.
Brilliant, wasn't it, from Thomas? It just took the eyes of Daniel Leonard-Brown. Corey Evans ran a beautiful unders line. There's every good halfback, Mossy, as you know too well. Always flying up the middle, but this guy, he has been the catalyst alongside Zahn Sullivan, the 9 and 10 for Auckland, creating all their line breaks this evening. And a brilliant finish from the young 9 once again to get his second.
And it's another change in the lead. 5 of them, 24-22. Sullivan 15 and a bit metres in from the left wing touch. And sends it between the uprights. So Auckland lead 26-22. That's their 4th try of the game.
They're playing good, these centres, both Heems and Evans. They're involved in everything good. Just reading the play, brilliant there. There's the crowd, look like they're enjoying it. All action.
Annandale takes it down. Auckland is looking to work it upfield. Thomas almost lost it. Comes away with it. Berry carries the ball effectively when he's asked to. It's a real worker.
Go back, two.
Kira Ioane, well, probably not so many options open to him, but he just decides to take a metre around the fringe, and Thomas now
Chase is onside, use it, 9.
ready to belt it high for AJ Lamb to get after. Coming down just on the Auckland side of halfway, not taken cleanly by Fihaki. Auckland get it back. This is very much like the first half. Evans again in space. Here's Tito Harris on his outside, but he didn't pass. Takes the tackle, offloads it to Tuivasa-Sheck, and now Auckland swing it away to the right, Nakira Ioane. Thomas now sends it into the midfield. You could hear a cry of anguish from Akira Ioane. He's gone down and he's hurt. Evans goes to ground. Auckland a man down now. They've lost their big number 8. Vikena into contact. Well, they might have to hold play up here. You could hear Akira Ioane in pain as that tackle was made. This could be a big blow for Auckland. Play will carry on. Ta'aval. So much determination. And finally, Dan Wainga says, no, we've got to stop because this looks serious, Joey.
Yeah, he was clutching at his ankle off screen, TJ. And you're right, the anguish on his face. He's a tough bloke. He stayed down this whole time. All the medical staff are out there. Let's hope it isn't anything too major, but
It just seems to have fallen awkwardly there. Oh, it's almost a hip drop over the ankle. I thought it might have been that strapped knee, but it looks like that ankle got trapped in the ground.
that left ankle, wasn't it, Bossy?
Yeah, and they're holding it there. Moving around, which is a good sign, but I don't think he's going to play too much longer. Surely he looked in agony.
Well, he's been playing so well, Akira Ioane. You think about the disappointments that some of these players have had. And it's a real test of character to come back into NPC rugby and give it your all. Just as that Taranaki Tasman game, we hear unofficially that Ethan Blackadder won't be playing tomorrow because he's on his way to France. Make that what you will. That's New Plymouth's a big game too for both these teams. Taranaki going really well. Manawatu, well, they won here a week or so back. They play North Harbour. Last game of Storm Week for Harbour. That's at Palmerston North. And also it's Otago Northland from Forsyth Bar at 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. And midweek we'll be at Pukekohe for Counties. Manuka have had a big win today. They play against Canterbury. Canterbury here starting their Storm Week. Counties Manukau, Pukekohe Wednesday, Southland Sunday and Christchurch. And well, this is a sad end to the game. And go back to the World Cup from Toulouse. 6 a.m. next Saturday morning. Get up for it. All Blacks against Namibia. Getting up for tomorrow, big game between England and Argentina. A lot of intrigue around that.
Oh, there is. That's about third on the list, though. You've got to get up for the Irish match first. And then Georgia's going to beat Australia. It's going to be, going to be a great morning of footy. But that's a very unfortunate sign. Like you said, true test of professionalism. When guys miss out on opportunities like the World Cup, come back here and put their heart and soul into it. Sad to see him go off the field like that. Hopefully it won't be too long.
Sad sight, Bossy, and he's been replacing jersey 20 by Lenny Kawase. He's playing his 14th game and his Blazer game for Auckland, so great achievement for that young man.
Sit!
We've gone 3-3 split here. Auckland have.
Down, reset.
Maybe that was a little preview of what might be happening. There's actually Tuivasa out the back, so it's 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Tuivasa in behind.
Boys, just keep your height up on the side.
9 might be going for a little run. I like it when he runs. He invites the defence onto him and he picks good options.
They've just got so many good options, don't they? Bossy in this Auckland back line. Tuivasa Sheck, as you alluded to, sitting right in behind the Auckland scrum, but then Zahn Sullivan, the way that he can glide through a gap. Bryce Heem, they're all big, powerful men. So plenty of threats for this Auckland side. A tough place to defend for Canterbury.
Good midfield position for Auckland. He's got to get it out of there. Thomas scrum under a bit of pressure. Tuivasa Sheck had to reach behind him for it. Oh, gets a great offload away to Thomas. What a game he's having. Choke now. Does what he always does. Goes straight and hard. Berry, some of the hand-to-hand stuff from the Auckland forwards and from Canterbury in this game has been top-notch. Tuivasa Sheck. Good tackle made by Dunshay as Tuivasa Sheck challenged the line again. Almost lost control of it there, Auckland, but they keep it going. How quickly they get up on Choke. Now the kick through from Sullivan. Going to dribble out about 10, 12 metres from the corner flag. Just keep the pressure on Canterbury.
9 and 3. 3 red.
A couple of subs on, fellas, for both teams. Jerseys 21 for both Auckland and Canterbury. Canterbury, the experienced Willie Hines. The England international, he comes on from Mitch Drummond. And in jersey 18, Seb Calder. And in jersey 18 for Auckland, Sione Ahiho and Tafa Funaki in jerseys 18 and 21.
Well, that means Kalani Thomas has gone, and he's had a terrific game. And I do wonder sometimes about these subs. When a guy's going that well, surely you chuck the playbook, the plan out the window. But no. Untidy ball for Canterbury. Chance for Auckland to put a bit of pressure on here, but Canterbury forwards respond. Bring it under control for uber experienced Willie Hines. And he sends the ball down over halfway, not out. Tuivasa Shek, he got away from the tackle of Punivai, looking for an offload. Wasn't there, but he's threatening every single time, Roger Tuivasa Shek. Ball on the ground now, and the switcher play from Zane Sullivan. Offloads it. Oh, he did well, Violini, to hang on to that. So Ekuasi takes it up. Now his loose forward colleague Choate storming onto it on the 22. Auckland building again, throwing himself at the defence was Ahiho. Replacement forwards making their presence felt. Wasitua is still there. Gibson tosses it back on the inside, calls a forward from Canterbury. Referee says just keep going. Annandale takes a bit of putting on the ground. Sullivan now, Tuivasa Shek accelerating it as he goes into contact. That's the 22 line for Auckland. Well, they just keep hammering away again. Canterbury responding to this challenge to their defensive line. Auckland keep it alive. Beery, little step. And a straightener. Now short side they go. Oh, Lamb. There was something brewing out on the right, but he just couldn't hang on to the pass. Bounces away off his chin.
Oh, and I was watching Choate was out there on the sideline for about 5 or 6 phases, screaming for it. They just didn't get him the ball. And when they finally get it out there, AJ Lamb drops it cold.
Oh, it was on a platter, wasn't it? Oh, see, you'll be disappointed with that AJ Lamb, because he probably would have scooted down that right edge. Subs come on again for Auckland and Canterbury. In jersey 17, that is Ben Aki. Joshua Fusitu'a, his day's done. And then in jersey 19 for Canterbury, Zach Gallagher, he's on for the impressive Sam Darry, who's had a great night at line-out time.
Just a little bit of attention to Edward Annandale. See him there in the headgear. So 22-year-old at Clermont. Eligible to play for Samoa, New Zealand. And if he'd stayed in France much longer, he would have been eligible to play for France, but he's come back to New Zealand. And at a time, looking ahead, you're looking around for big locks. Certainly got the build for it.
Bang!
Sit!
Front rows go down. But Auckland will go back to halfway, clearing kick by Fergus Burke, and they take it quickly and they give it to Tuivasa Shek. He loses the ball in contact. Well, yeah, frustration from Tuivasa Shek. It's probably the first mistake he's made.
Oh, they've been trying to speed the game up. They have started the second half well, but he was thrown a bit of a hospital there by AJ Lamb, throwing it in, and he didn't actually lose it. He's tried to whip it out the back. You know he was isolated. It's probably smart play, but it would have been stolen anyway. It was just the execution just laid off, and he was put under pressure from his own teammate there. Well read by Canterbury.
Both front rows. Keep the height up.
Taranaki, the last team to host Canterbury and beat them, was last year.
Crouch!
Tom Christie playing his 49th game for Canterbury tonight. Willie Hines scampers away for it. Burke threading the kick downfield, but Sullivan is there, eludes him cleverly and takes off. Offload on the inside. Well, Auckland chancing their arm. Ekoasi with the carry now. Maybe a chance to go wide. No, Evans sensed that they were coming up flat, Canterbury.
First the high tackle and the clean out. They're penalties only.
Yeah, and I don't know if I like that option from Canterbury. They just weathered the storm. They just forced an error. Good scrum ball, and they kick it first phase back to Auckland. And they, first half, all they needed to do was hold the ball through phases, and they were making pays. So I'd like to see Canterbury go back to that, get the ball in hand, and just make Auckland defend a few phases.
Bit of a lull in the scoring. Scoreboard's been ticking over regularly throughout the game, but now 26-22.
8 red, 2 red, 8 red, 8 and 2, something.
Not much there on the stats. Possession-wise, you can still see Auckland. It's creeping up. They're getting more and more. That time in the opposition 22, just favouring Auckland as we have some subs coming on here, Joey.
Yeah, 3 subs on for Canterbury. George Bell's day's done. He's been replaced by Ben Fennell in jersey 16. Also in jersey 20 for the first time this season. Reed Princip's back. And also the experienced Ryan Crotty makes his way onto the field. Some more All Blacks to join the fray. Awesome.
Oh, that throw not on the money.
Bully scrum.
He's been very good for Kenner tonight. I've been impressed with him. How he's carried, how he's played. He's a bit of a powerhouse, isn't he, in this one?
Yeah, it hasn't been rock solid this year. Their line-out's been pretty good tonight, but they have had a couple taken away from them, and now, and not straight.
I'll blame the jumper there, Joe. He could have, made it look like he was reaching in or something, helped the hooker out.
Move your hands across, move your hands across. There'll be a reshuffle on the Canterbury backline as well, fellas. Ryan Crotty came on for Ngani Punivite, so Ryan Crotty goes to centre, and they'll push Dallas McLeod out to the right wing.
Well, Canterbury trying to milk a penalty, and they get it. It's one of their go-tos, isn't it? Little wrap around from Hines. Fihaki, good tackle made by Tito Harris, although he got up and went again, wasn't held. Under advantage here, Canterbury. Running from depth is Poihipi. Always seems to have a bit of time on his hands. Oh, then just dropping it cold has done Shea. No harm, no foul, because they were under penalty advantage.
Yeah, and compounding errors there from their line out to turn over to scrum time, to penalty at scrum time. Just can't do that, especially this time of the game. A few new reserves on as well. You just want to get through, get ball in hand, nail your set piece, and move on.
Yes, both teams changing out their front rows. Canterbury bringing on the very experienced Daniel Leonard-Brown and Seb Calder, who's one of the new generation at just 21. Been churning out some very good young props, Canterbury Crusaders and co. And I think Annandale's night might be over.
Yeah, it is, mate. He's been replaced by Hamish Darzel in jersey 19. Made a good fist of it, though. TJ will be pretty happy with his outing, I think, the big fella. He is a big man, too. Watching him run off here.
He's a lot taller than you, a lot stockier as well, Joey.
Everyone's stockier than me, mate.
Canterbury work a move at the front. Billy Harmon, he stopped just a metre short of the line. Well, really caught Auckland off guard there. Can they turn it into points? Poihipi, now the kick out to the wing by Crotty, takes a deflection. Well, Auckland have got it, but they're under severe pressure here.
Right, leave it there.
Chote's going to have to clear it. Oh no, Funaki is there, leaves it for Chote. Just try and work it away. Ake. Canterbury going hard with a bit of counter-rucking, but get it away back to Sullivan, his natural left foot. And, well, he clears, but he doesn't clear beyond the 22.
Some of their exits haven't been that great, Auckland. He's got a great left foot. They are finding touch, but they're going back to their 10 every time, which does make it hard. They've got a short ruck on defence, which makes it a lot harder as well.
Great work from Josh Berry. Got up and challenged. This time it's Auckland who get the steal. And that's priceless at a time like this. Leonard Brown Again, very aggressive at the breakdown, and they force the error. In fact, what he's done here, he's ruled a turnover. He told him to clear it. You've got, what, 5 seconds, and he didn't. And you don't see that very often.
No, you don't. And he actually caught it quite quick, I thought, but that comes from pressure. That man in the brown has made a lot of pressure. Made it his go-to, putting pressure on both the forwards, anyone on the ball. He's been impressive since he's come on. That is what making an impact is about. And they get another opportunity here at scrum time. He's just talking away there. Fergus Burke's got McLeod on his inside. Poipi on his right. Left, sorry. You're all quite tight. I'm imagining they're going to maybe hit 12 and out the back potentially.
Potentially, that's a huge call. As I say, it's not a call. In fact, I can't remember at any stage this season a referee doing that, and he's...
Don't pull out like that. Okay.
He's called them, and he's given a scrum feed to Canterbury just as Auckland were getting into a position to clear it away. Just reminding you, Blue September.
Maybe you did hear Batesy at half-time, you never know, but Blue September, no, something to get behind. You were down at that event down at the racecourse in Cambridge last week, TJ, and I heard it was a great one. Hopefully plenty more around the country.
Oh, there are. Craig Lowndes has even picked up his car in blue. Looks great. Well, here come Canterbury. McLeod trying to bump off Funaki. Tiling through the ruck, Auckland. There's Blake Gibson, but it's there for Willie Hines. Charge from Ben Fennell. Now Princep. Canterbury looking to make some space out wide for Tom Christie. Taken in the tackle by Tito Harris. Now Princep. Auckland just sniff a turnover here. Willie Hines comes away with it. Boy, there's some venom going into these tackles now. That's a shot by Blake Gibson on Billy Harmon. Princep. This is good again from Canterbury. Wheeling through the tackle. Dallas McLeod. Just keep banging away. That's Zach Gallagher. Burke now. Poihipi. Straightening it is Crotty. Well, he's been in these situations many times before. Auckland's turn to be staunch on defence. Burke to the line. Gallagher. Hines. McLeod. Willie Hines, Scragg loses it, but it's picked up beautifully by Burke. Fergus Burke, just getting a hand to it was Zahn Sullivan. Tips it over the touchline. They've taken it quickly, Canterbury.
Oh, and I think it might have touched the touch judges, the only reason they couldn't take it quickly. But Johnny on the spot, I thought Fergus Burke was going the whole way through again. Zahn Sullivan got the hand back there as we see him having a bit of a breather. I think the whole team will be happy with that one.
Hasn't he been everywhere tonight? Again, by seeing something down the corner, but Henry Fergus Burke, Knight's bounce pass threw everyone off from Auckland, but Zahn Sullivan, another guy that is just on attack. He's created, now scrambling a D.
I actually don't know why they pulled that back, to be honest.
Exactly.
Didn't touch the touch here at all, unless he's ruled there was two there, but I think he was still able to go. Very unlucky, Canterbury. That should have been a try.
Totally agree.
Well, let's have a look at the live ladder. Canterbury have their way. It's not going to stay like this for very long, but if the scores were to remain this way, Auckland would move up ahead of Taranaki, who of course got that game against Tasman tomorrow. So two really big games this weekend. Auckland, Canterbury, Taranaki, Tasman. It's all about finding the top 8. And of course must make mention of the fact that Bay of Plenty beat Hawke's Bay today, and so now it's official. Bay of Plenty are the Bay for another year. Canterbury have the line out.
That's one, go
Gallagher with the win. Auckland holding them. Ben Fennell trying to drive them forward from the boot. And they are edging forward. Willie Hines is right there with them as well. Now he puts his head down. They go to the line. Can he get it down? He's short. McLeod is there. He's got a penalty try. Well, that's a massive call. Canterbury with the automatic 7.
Oh, and I think he's quite right there. Once the momentum starts coming, I think it might be Berry going to the bin. That's who I thought it was anyway. Number 5. Josh Berry. He didn't have much to do there. He's been playing well, but once you start going backwards like that, it is very hard to spot. They took their time, didn't they, Canterbury, but they got it rolling.
It was brilliant patience, wasn't it, from Canterbury? You know what they always go to. It's this part. Auckland did a good job initially, got really wide in their defence, but the patience of Canterbury set it up perfectly. Front 3, Billy Harmon, Zach Gallagher, and Reed Prinsep, they did a great job of staying tight, and then the momentum came. Ben Fennell, how he didn't score that's beyond me. But yeah, probably the right call. Penalty try.
Yeah, you
Josh Berry set him down.
Berry folding under, didn't he, as they came towards the line. So no need for the conversion. Automatic 7 plus the sin binning. That might be the defining moment of the game, but who would know what we've seen tonight? Constant lead changes. That's 6 of them now.
We're not short on action anyway, are we? And I don't think we've seen the last of it. 17 minutes to go, everything to play for. Auckland need to get themselves back into this.
Auckland's pretty simple, really. Just see if we can go 10 minutes without a scrum or a line out. It's not impossible the way this game's been played. Ben Fennell these days playing out of Hurunui. The club that takes in areas north of Canterbury. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck came in, takes the kick. Sullivan puts a chip out towards the wing. And here's the young man, Tito Harris, turns it back on the inside. Corey Evans is there. Auckland looking to strike back with a man in the bin. They're on the 22. Funaki sends it away. Dalzell. Vikena over the 22. He goes. Starting hooker still out there. Taufa. Funaki sends it away. Tuivasa-Sheck trying to step his way through. They're watching him like a hawk. Dalzell. Prinsep had to bail out. Evans now sends it on. Vikena. He really has gone hard at them all night. Heen has got to keep the ball going here, Auckland. Vikena yet again. And loses it in contact. Well, more really good defence from Canterbury is rewarded as they come up with turnover ball and a chance to spin it. Crotty trying to chop back in field, taken by Gibson and Choate. Choate's got the ball. And here's AJ Lamb with it now. Trying to crunch his way through. Well, great work from the Auckland loose forwards to affect the turnover. And Auckland get the ball back. Dalzell this time passes it. Tuivasa-Sheck looking to step off the left foot. Well, that's got the penalty. Playing it on the ground.
Oh, they're lucky there, Auckland. They'll be very happy with that. They do have a man down in backfield. They're actually down to 13 there in defence. Leonard Brown there demonstrating with the referee, obviously the guilty culprit. Few players down in their haunches here at the minute. It's been played at a rapid pace. 2 or 3 players other than Ekwasi here, I think it is getting a little bit of attention for Auckland as well.
I think that's Suani Vikena.
Yeah, Suani Vikena's down at back play, guys. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like it might be a wee head knock, but it certainly has been physical this last little period of play. It's all throw it. And Leonard Brown, oh, he was on his feet, then just lost it last minute. Probably the correct decision. The referee, Dan Wanga there. Really evenly poised here. 14 minutes to go, TJ.
20 seconds.
Well, they're going to have a shot at goal here, Auckland. I suppose with the man in the bin and a line out forward at that. They'll opt to try and take the 3 and level the scores up. Here's Sullivan to make it 29 all. He's done it. Well, strap yourselves in, folks. We're in for a great finish here. 14 minutes to play. Auckland 29, Canterbury 29 at Eden Park.
Yeah, great option there from Auckland. The right option, eat some of that time off. Canterbury here obviously trying to go quick while the man down.
Kick off, goes deep. Naheem. Well, Auckland have been quite happy to kick the ball back from the restart, but of course they don't necessarily want to line out. Sullivan sends a long kick down over halfway. That's a really good exit, that one from Auckland. Flag goes up just beyond halfway. I think he felt it was worth a few more metres than that, but still a good clearance.
One of the best exits off a receipt this game for Auckland, and what a time to have it as well. Hopefully they can mess up the line out here and put a bit of pressure on. I like it when they start counter-rucking, Joey. Hopefully they can get into that here.
Gallagher, quick ball off the top. Burke takes it to the line. McLeod chopped down just short of halfway. Dunshay goes in a bit upright. Gallagher, well, he's sealing off there, but the referees let him get away with it. Leonard Brown, good carry from him. Now Poihepi stretching through. Willie Hines. Again, good movement of the ball from Canterbury. Crotty with the pass. Now McLeod decides to kick, and he's put it out on the full.
Yeah, well, I don't know about the well, there's never a bad option, just poor execution, and that execution was off. There was a bit of space there, I suppose, but just letting Auckland off the hook there. McLeod not happy with himself.
Both teams just occasionally making lapses. So much constructive play going on out there and movement of the ball. Well, Joey, go downstairs. I think you're sitting next to Akira Ioane.
Yeah, I am, mate. Yeah, Akira. Firstly, how's the ankle? How's it feeling?
Yeah, not too fresh at the moment, but yeah, not as bad as it was at the start. So yeah.
Just felt a little pop, did you, mate? Hopefully nothing too major. What was the physio saying?
Yeah, heard a pop, and yeah, no, they just said wait after the game, chill on the bench and watch the boys go to work. 12
minutes to go, obviously square at the moment, 29-all. What do the boys need to do to finish this one off against the old rival?
Nah, just play down in their half and make sure we nail our roles and nail what we have to do. We've been doing it the whole game, and we're just letting them back in the game. So just nailing our stuff and enjoying it out there as well. So yeah.
Missing that line, that wouldn't help. Rest up, buddy. Rest up.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Thanks very much to Akira Ioane for joining us. The happiest of circumstances, and they've lost the line out, although danger of running into touch there, but they'll keep it alive. Again, side to side they go. McLeod decides to run, and he's found a hole too. Eventually brought down by Tito Harris, but what a great run from Dallas McLeod. He really is a game changer. Now Dunshay, he stopped just 5 metres short of the line. Cleared away to Gallagher. Trying to dig it out. Willie Hines has got it. Burke. Rover floating the pass over. It goes to Christie. He stopped just short of the line. Auckland desperate defence. Now the ball's been kicked back into Ryan Crotty.
Well, I actually think that should be a penalty. He's been kicked forward and he's played it in front, purposely played it. They get away with a scrum. I think it actually should be a penalty. But what a tackle by Tuifasa-Sheck. Try saver again.
Well, players down all over the place on the Auckland side. Ryan Crotty sliding into first.
Well, this is the early passage of play here, and it was a break by McLeod, who's got 13 on, but he's on the wing. And it was Tito Harris that hung about. But if you watch Tote getting back, or we don't see it there. This one here, again, scrambling very well, Auckland. And he purposely played it. That's playing in an offside position. That should be a penalty.
Nailed it once again, Bossy. I think you're right. Ryan Crotty will want that again. Too heavy on the heels, slipped over.
Well, they used to find themselves in those rucks. They didn't know what was going on.
But they don't want to scrum, Auckland, because they're a man down. And and some running repairs. Big Ben Ake, with a young duo of props coming on in the second half. Plummer, the physio, tending to him. So they're going to have to dig it in here.
Yeah, they are going to have to dig it in. A man down. I'd say they need to bring someone in, put it on the scrum, and just get Kawasi off the back any way they can, and then clear it from here. Well, it looks like they're going to set the scrum with 7, are they? They're talking now. They're not bringing in a blindside flanker. I'd prefer to make sure the scrum's secure.
Crouch!
Oh, they're bringing them in now.
Yeah, Corey Evans. Well, about a minute and a half to go with Josh Berry in the sin bin. And no, if they keep having resets, he won't be able to join the scrum until it's been completed anyway. So they'll just try and get it in and out.
Crouch! Bind! Sit!
Well, they've got the hook. Oh, he's done well. Ekawasi taking it off the back. And they'll look for an early exit, and Sullivan, his rover came flying at him. Chance for a quick throw. They don't take it, so Auckland survive.
And that was a very good clearance from Zahn Sullivan. I thought they rushed it. They didn't need to give him the ball straight away. They could have put a couple more forwards in that ruck to make it secure, but they got away with it, and it was great clearance.
Well, Canterbury, since giving up the lead, have had all the ball, all the territory, but they haven't been able to get their noses back in front. For now, well, that's not at all straight, and timing for Auckland couldn't be better, because I think they're going to get Josh Berry back, are they? Or are they?
Brent Ward, the Auckland manager's doing his best to convince the sideline officials that he's ready to go. I'll give you the tip. But back to that scrum from Auckland, obviously down to 7 men. A 7-man, Adrian Choate having to go into the second row, and it was rock solid. And you alluded to it, the young front row. Front rowers, the props, Ben Aki and Sione Ahihoy did a fantastic job.
Well,
Joe Royal, and here he comes, TJ. He's back on. Full compliment.
According to our clock, time was up. Auckland scrum, even with a player short, it has been very good this year.
Yeah, and that last one, Ikawasi's got to take a bow for that. The ball got trapped, and he just reached in and took it out, and they even made a meter. I was really impressed with that. It's what you want from young chargers in your own end. Now they've got to switch to attack. 29 all, full complement. Great attacking opportunity here from Auckland. They're all setting pretty wide. It looks like they ain't going to be kicking here.
Crouch!
Maybe a double miss potentially. They're very flat in the back line. 5 off to the left.
Sit!
29 all. Are we headed for extra points, or extra time, I should say? Well, that's a great scrum from Auckland, and they are playing advantage. They'll get the penalty. Well, there's 2 great scrums. One with a centre packing down on the side just to get them out of a hole, and that one to get them onto the attack.
Oh, and out of nowhere, Joe Wheeler, just when they needed it. What about this shove? I didn't see this coming all match.
Oh, no way. Especially when you look at these packs. Daniel Leonard-Brown, Ben Fennell, Seb Calder, plenty of Super Rugby experience amongst those 3 for Canterbury. And the young bucks, plus the old dog, and Joe Royal going to work.
Well, he didn't play that
penalty.
Didn't play that one out because Corey Evans had just got in front of the kicker, so he didn't play any advantage. Afisa Tunu, Carlos Spencer, that was a pretty good 9-10 combination in its day.
Oh, looks like they're arguing about what move they should be calling there, isn't it? He's disagreeing with him. Carlos not disagreeing. Just give me the ball, he's saying.
Well, Auckland have it. Peyton Spencer, there he is, 23. Such a talented young man. Gibson, Fennell there to stop him in his tracks, but Funaki digs it out. Berry back from the bin, makes a carry. Ball's been lost though. Well, it's happened a few times. Auckland in a good situation. Poihipi decides to clear, doesn't put it into touch though. Now Sullivan, plenty of time to sum up his options. Decides to put one high. Oh boy, big miss by Burke. And Auckland have got it, here they come. Inside the 22 they go. Funaki sends it away, Gibson. Hines comes at him. Beery now, they're lining up Auckland. Well, bad misread at the back from a player who just doesn't make those sort of mistakes normally. Ahio. Goalposts away to the left for Auckland. Tuivasa check. Now Dalzell. Look at the way Canterbury rush up on defence. That was Billy Harmon. Ball security. Paramount here now for Auckland. Funaki gets things organised. It's a switch play. Sullivan. Nothing on, so he goes into contact. And again, Canterbury having to make a lot of tackles inside their own quarter. Choked. Tackled by Crotty. Dalzell over the ball. Got Royal there with him. They take half a metre. Well, easier things to do than try and hammer the ball through this Canterbury defence and over the line. But Auckland look like they're going to try and do it, are they? Ahio. Canterbury standing their ground. Now Choke picks it up. Wrestled to the ground by Princep. Now Gibson's going to have a go. Billy Harmon trying to stop him. Ball still there for Auckland. Exhausting stuff. Ekoasi are making about a centimetre at a time here, Auckland, but they are getting closer to the goal line. Fennell has to bail out. Beery now. This is great defence from Canterbury, but can they keep on keeping this Auckland team out? Choke just half a metre short now. Big moments in the game, this. Into the last 3 minutes, and Auckland are hammering away. Now they've got the advantage. Funaki has a look. Now they can be more adventurous. Royal, no way through for him. Oh, he's got it on the line. He scored. Oh, Joe Royal. The veteran comes on, and he puts Auckland in front with 2 minutes to play.
I don't think so.
Oh, they are going to have a look at it. But look at him, and did he enjoy that? And what an important one. It was almost like he wasn't sure if he could reach out and do it. It was in slow motion, but he got the ball over the line. They're claiming a double movement. They are checking it.
Well, I initially thought that that stopped him. But somehow or other, he managed to get the ball on the line, so they'll check. He can place the ball, he can't drive himself forward to the line. I think that's fair, isn't it?
I think that's fine. I'd like to see another camera angle, but I can't see any stoppage of momentum there. And look at that. Big Joe Royal. What an impact.
Well, Dan Wainga was right there. And I think the try's been confirmed, Joey.
Yeah, I think so. It was quite surreal, wasn't it? He sort of got driven backwards, Joe Royal, then fell on his knees, but then somehow managed to reach out. Quite a surreal way of scoring a match-winning try.
Well, the conversion's important too. The conversion's important. It's a 7-point lead, and we're inside the last minute of the game, and Joe Royal, who has certainly been around the traps in his career, turns up with the winner, perhaps, for Auckland. Oh, no, the ball's bobbling around. Who wants it?
Blue first.
Well, Canterbury are going to get one last go at it. They need a converted try to send the game to golden point extra time.
Let's go.
Oh, wouldn't that be a turn up? Oh, the last scrum, though, it's been all Auckland. Can they do it again? As we see here, it was a great kick-off. and it was could have been a penalty even, but it doesn't really matter. Canterbury do get a chance with it.
Well, Auckland did win the last time these two teams met on Eden Park. Lost last year in Christchurch. But Canterbury's record between the two teams over the last decade superior. Are they going to have a rare loss on Eden Park, or are they going to snatch something dramatic right at the end? Poihepe sends it on. Johnny Rova. They're about 30 metres out from the line. Well, they can't afford a mistake now, Canterbury. And Auckland can't afford to give away a penalty. There is the siren. Leonard loses it. And Auckland put it into touch. And Auckland win. Dramatic game at Eden Park.
Oh, an elation there. What a finish. Right to the death. They looked like they were gone, Auckland. And aren't they happy?
Well, even Akira Ioane, whose season might be over, even he can manage a smile. What a game. Auckland out of the blocks fast. Canterbury, as you would expect, coming back at them time and time again. But in the end, the unlikely hero, Joe Royle, scores the try. And Auckland come away with the win. 5 tries to 4, 36 to 29. There he is. Known in some circles as Koro. And he's come up an absolute match winner tonight.
He might have a bigger role to play in this season yet as well. Right on the end of the game, we did hear that Swani McKenna was ruled out with an HIA. So Royal will have a lot more to go this season by the looks of it.
Well, we've got a lot to unpack here. We've got interviews coming up, and then after that, we'll sort out our points in the Dwayne Monkley. But Adrian Choke is one of the heroes. Another phenomenal performance by him, and he's standing by with Joey.
Adrian Choke, take a breath. How good does that taste, beating the old rival from down the road up here?
Oh, mate, bloody good, especially like that. Just one of those games that's tit for tat, got to grind it out, and then, yeah, lucky to come away with it, but credit to the boys, credit to Canterbury. It's bloody good stuff.
You started both halves with a hiss and a roar, scoring tries, but then sort of fell off in patches in both halves, but managed to claw your way back. And then the old master, Joe Royle, sealing the deal at the end. How good does that taste?
Yeah, well, Koro even came in with a motivating speech just before that last scrum, so good on him. Great stuff. But yeah, no, it's good. Start of the season we weren't starting well. Now we're starting well, but we just need to keep it on for the full 80, pretty much. Line up, set piece. That's what we need to work on.
They did a job on your set piece, but then you obviously came back in your scrum. A fantastic effort. You must be super proud of your boys. Well done, and go enjoy that, mate.
Yeah, it's bloody awesome. Cheers, mate. Thank you.
We'll bring in Billy Harmon now. Well, Bill, disappointing result for you lads, but man, what hell of a match.
Yeah, that's bloody unfortunate, isn't it? Yeah, it was an awesome match. No doubt, great game to watch. We scored some awesome tries, but we let some easy tries in right through the front door. So we'll be looking to square that up and move on to the next week.
Starts in both halves again, it's sort of been your Achilles heel and the story of your season, really, letting teams in far too easily. How do you think you tidied that area of your game up?
We just got to be a bit more accurate. We know how we want to play. We know what we want to do. So it's just about switching in and nailing those moments.
First game of your Storm week, go down to Pukekohe on Wednesday to play them. You know, how do you recover from this and then bounce back and hopefully put in a good performance against what's going to be a tough county side?
Yeah, well, we're pretty lucky that we're actually staying up in Auckland for a couple of days, so it's not often you get that in an NPC season. So awesome opportunity for us to get tight, connect. But yeah, we've got to move on. We don't have much time to think about things, so just on to the next task.
Probably the best thing. Go well, Skip, and prepare well for counties.
Cheers, Joey.
Yep, they'll be straight back into it on Wednesday night. But that's 2 defeats in their last 3 games for Canterbury. Auckland, massively important win for them, and they had to go the distance to get it, but they've come up with a win. 36-29. They take the Supporters Club Rugby Cup from this result. More to come from Eden Park in a moment.